Hello, hello, hello. I am Hune and I've returned back to Gran Turismo 7 and with another video. So this is a daily race and yeah, I'm back with more content.
Hune HR.
So yeah, I took a much needed break from all of this social media stuff. Literally the recording, these videos, social media, everything. I just needed a break. So we're in this GR Supra GR4 car and going for a warm-up lap. The guy behind me decides to absolutely sideswipe me. For what reason, I have no clue. Like, what could I have possibly done? There was absolutely no need for that. Honestly, I don't know what kind of day this guy is having, but seriously, bro, I'm sorry. Or at least that's what I felt at the time. Like, bro, yo, I'm sorry. And one thing I was glad about was that if he's going to do that now, hopefully he's not starting the race with me at the back, so I don't put down a qualifying time, because I'm familiar with the track and I wanted to test myself. This is the reverse. I'm usually doing it the opposite direction, so we're basically starting in last and I've got that Rockstar livery. As to why I chose that, honestly I don't know, I just like it and I'm a fan of Rockstar anyway, so not with their current state, not in their current state with GTA, but I'm a fan. So we start off in 12th place with no qualifying time, because I thought if I could really, if I believe in my abilities on this track, then maybe I could, do something. Little did I know there was a setting that I had missed, and I only see this almost a race or two later, which honestly is sad. But for this race, I hang back through these call it the death chicane or whatever it's called. Now notice the car starts kind of swerving to the right and I keep pulling to the left. I don't understand why at the time, but it turns out that there's a setting that Gran Turismo, or at least the guys who put this daily race in, they put damage on. So I didn't notice this till my second race. So in this race I was completely clueless as to why. I thought my controller was just acting up, and maybe because I'm used to my controllers acting up with drift and all being a thing. So whatever it was, I just pushed on. Luckily it wears off depending on the impact, or at least something like that. So cool. That guy got yeeted. Honestly, I make no excuses, but I didn't get a penalty for it, so I'm not gonna say I did it on purpose, because I didn't. But that was just, it's just one of those situations. I think he pulled in towards me and I pulled towards him, so obviously one of us was going out and it clearly wasn't me. And this guy, for some reason, is defending the spot, and I'm just like, bro, I think it's way too early for that, but cool. He goes wide, I hang in, so damn it, bro. So I'm not really doing what I thought I would be doing in this race, or at least what I thought the positions I thought I would have at least gained. But given that I hadn't really warmed up to the track or anything like that, or the car itself, it was just like, okay, it's like new territory. You haven't done this in a long time, so you have to warm up to how the car drives. Because it's not like driving an F8 Tributo down this track. It's not the same. This is more focused. It's track oriented. So yeah, there was that. I kept missing this corner up in this race. Costly because I ended up going back to 11th place, but something happened in front, so I was hoping to capitalize, but I think whatever happened ahead of me was quickly corrected, so didn't really capitalize. So they just in front of me, they're clearly competing, fighting for 9th position. So with them fighting, it gives me an opportunity to potentially catch up, and I think his car was also suffering from damage, which, to be honest, I think well, like I said, I didn't know, so I'd like to think maybe some other players didn't know that the damage setting was on. And yeah, basically touching or hitting someone is basically punishable, and I think the guy in 9th might have made a mistake here somewhere, or the guy in 8th, because the guy in 9th clearly just went through that, and seems to be another situation ahead. So I don't know what is happening. Maybe damage was really affecting these cars, and obviously the handling, because I experienced the drift. Once you hit something, the car decides that, or at least the damage forces the car to go a certain direction. So behind me is number 9, and honestly I went defensive, but because I keep messing up this corner, I lost that position. I was annoyed, but at the same time I was just like, bro, it is what it is. Honestly, it is what it is. And then this guy comes back, and then I don't understand why he was so aggressive. Didn't help him, so he lost that position. I was fine with that, wasn't complaining. So really this was more like a warm-up lap. The real lap comes after this one, or at least this warm-up race. The real race, or at least the better one, comes after this, because then I'm warmed up to the car, the track, and obviously I still had no clue that damage was on. But yeah, I wanted to talk about certain reveals from auto manufacturers in the past month or so. So there was the Lamborghini Urus Performante, which I thought was hilarious. I don't see the need for a Performante version of the Urus, but it's there, it's out there. What can I say? I think it's pretty dope anyway. Like, it is, the Urus is already like this really sick performance SUV, but today Ferrari announced, on the day I'm recording this, Ferrari announced their SUV, the FUV. Sorry, I cannot pronounce that name, but it's something Polonia, something like that. It looks amazing. Like, there's so much I can say, but one thing for sure is it looks amazing. So the name is Ferrari Purosangue, whatever. Yeah, I butchered that name. Please do not butcher me in the comments. I listened to someone else who said it like perfectly, but yeah, regardless, for this race I finished 10th. Not the best, but yeah, I think I gained 2 positions from this race. But yeah, so Ferrari's release, I think that is the hottest thing I've seen in this year's releases. Like, I'm a sucker for Toyota and their GR Corolla or GR Yaris or GR Super, GR 86, right? Because I think what Toyota is doing with their cars right now that we're fetching, the whole electric era and stuff, is dope, along with High and High, and I think Honda's release was the Civic Type R. I think it's the 10th or 11th generation of the Civic Type R. It looks fantastic. It looks less boy racer, looks more focused, looks less like it was designed by a freaking 5-year-old who just went wild with aerodynamics and shark fins and freaking DuckTales, whatever. It looks better. I don't like the rear spoiler though. I think they could have stuck with the previous gen Civic Type R spoiler. So in this race, before I continue, I started 14th place, and this was the better race, and it was actually, I think, more funny given the damage setting. So you'll see why. But yeah, I think Honda, Ferrari, Toyota, Hyundai, Koenigsegg, I see there's 2 Lamborghinis upcoming, the Huracan, the off-road Huracan, and the new Aventador, which people have been posting these shots of them in camo and stuff, and these cover overalls and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to seeing those. Obviously there's the 992 GT3 RS, which was released this year as well, if I'm correct. Those cars are freaking, I mean, the Porsche looks amazing as it is, right? Whether it's the 992 as it is, the Turbo S, they look amazing. So through the death chicane I literally just flew past 2 cars like it was nothing, and I tried my utmost best not to hit anything. Little did I know, like there's 2 cars again, there's another car I just passed easily. I don't understand why it was so easy, and I just went from like 14th to 9th place within the first lap, and I'm still going to gain positions because there's like 3 more cars that made, I don't know what happened there, but clearly they were having some shenanigans up front, and obviously the rest of us capitalized. The Porsche also decides, I'm not gonna follow the track, I'm gonna mess it up, so I'm just like, I'll gladly take that. So I was not paying attention to the yellow flag, and I ended up getting a 3-second penalty, which honestly sucks, because if I not gotten that and I had stuck behind the VW, passing both these cars would have been easy, and I wouldn't have to serve the 3-second penalty. And obviously I do suffer like 2, 3, 4 positions or so, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't do too bad. At least gained, at least my tactic with not putting in a qualifying time kind of helped, because I think I would have been part of the bunch of cars that had whatever spun out and hit barriers and got sent to the shadow realm. So there's that. So back to the releases that I found most interesting. I'm not even going to talk about Pagani's Utopia, which was released recently as well, like a day or 2, and it is currently the 14th of September. Maybe a day or 2, Pagani released the Utopia. Honestly, nothing they release is hits the wow factor. It's just like meh. Whereas Koenigsegg really released something worthy of a mention, on the engineering side. I'm not sure about looks, or at least design. That's where Porsche shines, or companies like Rimac would shine. I'm not sure Rimac is even a 2022 release, the Nevera. I think it's 2021 or 2020, one of the two. But regardless, there's the Lucid Airs of 2022 that are being showcased, like 1,100 horsepower. Jesus, and there's still a performance version of the Lucid Air on the way. So right now I'm in 5th place, and he just glitched out, and I was just like, yes, 4th place, but yeah, network, and I thought it was my network, but clearly wasn't. But looking at all the releases, Honda, Hyundai, Ferrari, that Ferrari SUV, or shall I say FUV, because it's a Ferrari utility vehicle. I'm telling you, these companies are killing it, to say the least. And that FUV is apparently inspired by, you know, the GTC for Lisso and the 296 GTB, which, by the way, I'm a huge fan of the GTC for Lisso because of certain YouTubers, and I've just really grown to like the car, right? V12, naturally aspirated, and for some reason they decided to put that in the I'm just gonna say SUV because that's the general term I'm used to anyway, which honestly, props to Ferrari, that they really came in with a banger, completely stole the Lamborghini Urus's thunder. And I was just like, yo, there's so much I can say, but that is killer. They hit the nail on its head with that release. So currently in 5th. The funny thing that happens is it's literally at the end of the last lap where I'm like, oh, damage settings are on. I was so annoyed when I made a mistake, and obviously it was so costly because of the damage setting that I ended up losing a couple spots. And I was just like, bro, had I known, I wouldn't have, you know, pushed so hard through the bend. And funny enough, I never hit these, you know, I never hit anything through the death chicane, but when I'm doing my hot laps with certain cars like the F8 Tributo from Ferrari, can't seem to either get it right. But with these cars that are more track focused, I guess maybe that's the reason, the whole thing with a car being more track focused. But I had this idea though, if I could obviously change certain things, settings like tires. So this is the mistake that costed me almost so many positions, because here I lose one and then one guy's gonna come past me again, and I'm trying to figure out like what is happening. So I then look down to the bottom right, and the little icon is popping red, or at least flashing red. So it's like my front left tire is damaged, plus my bumper and the rear left. So there was no acceleration, nor could I really go through the bends as normally as I could. But I would really love to talk about all the releases in a different episode that really stood out this year, right? And the year is not over, obviously, there's still more to come. So in this race I finished 7th after the mistake. Could have finished 5th, but not a bad result. I wasn't mad at all. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the upcoming videos. Maybe then we will discuss more of these releases in detail. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out.
One, two, three, break it down now.